Are we on? Are we back?
We're back. I think we're back.
Are we back? Let's check. I'll just check on the Twitch.
It looks like we're back here. The hydro outage there kind of just fucked everything in the studio, I think, all at once. And that's pretty much about the end of that. But welcome back, everyone.
Yo, first of all, sorry if you were tuned in for 20 minutes with no audio, because we're back right now. I think I'm seeing it. Okay. Oh shit! Sorry, a little audio.
Dan's just so nervous now. He's double checking.
I'm double checking just because we literally talked for like 20 minutes. We're just gonna go from the top. Welcome to episode 35, Overheard podcast.
Yeah.
For those that bared with us, thank you. We've been having some technical difficulties today. Big thanks to Matt for figuring it out.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Our power went on a mental breakdown, and I just basically had a midlife crisis halfway through there. So we'll start that one over again, and just you got to roll with the punches sometimes, Dan.
Things went a bit mental for a bit.
Bit mental.
We're here now.
Bit mental for a bit.
Bit mental. So we're gonna start back from the top. Sorry for those that were tuned in earlier. Episode 35. We're back with Victor from Pixel Pumas Pro. Welcome to the show. We're going to start with your introduction. Born and raised in Punta Arenas, Chile, city in Patagonia, also called the end of the world. A naturally curious person, he grew up exploring the outdoors, mountain biking, camping, watching Discovery Channel. His love for travel was sparked by a friend who moved to Banff in 2015. He then moved to Banff in 2016, inspiring Victor to move abroad. Now he's been in Canada for 8 years. Got a family, got a business, chasing those dreams of his. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How you doing today?
I'm very good. Yeah.
Doing good? Better now that we're back.
Yeah.
Back in action.
Back rolling.
Back in action, as they say.
Back in action. So what you guys been up to this week?
Same stuff. Just I was sick, obviously. I had a couple days off work, chilled out, feeling good now. No DJing, just kind of hanging out.
Chilling.
I built a new set. I built a couple new sets, but I haven't played them yet. I've just been lazy on the decks because I wasn't feeling good.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
When you're not feeling good, it's hard to be creative, you know?
Yeah. I kind of pushed it a little bit, but what'd you get up to this week?
Not much. Healy Pass after our show last week was pretty awesome. We got some snow building up there. Super nice to get a little taste of winter. After last year having a very late start to the winter, I got pretty stoked being up there, crunching around, snow under my feet, got me thinking about snowboarding.
Man, it's supposed to be nice this week. It's supposed to be like 20-some degrees or something.
Wow.
Yeah, the classic,
Yeah, it's going to snow or it's going to be nice.
It's still snowing in the Alpine, so like the snow's sticking around. So a great start compared to last year. We didn't have snow till like middle of December.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't ride last year, so I didn't really notice, but
I noticed, trust me.
I did notice.
Victor, what have you been up to this week, bud?
Well, busy at some point. It was quiet for some reason, but now we are getting busy again, which is nice.
We did want to mention running a fall promo. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, actually, we are running a promo just for local people for autumn photo session, and it's only $100, very affordable. By digital picture, and we deliver it in less than 5 days. So
nice.
So digital. Do you find people are more after digital pictures these days, or like is the printed package still reign supreme?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, there is a lot of people who always are asking for a hard copy, but I always send over to Jim from Defending Awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Because they're awesome,
Big shout out to Jim.
Yeah.
How are we doing over there, Matt? We still good?
Oh yeah, no, I'm just adjusting volume.
Okay, checking levels. I'm like feeling all jumpy now since we lost the power.
Don't want to make anybody
Of
nervous.
course, some would say, with the auroras, you got a lot of electromagnetic activity going on right
that's
now.
what it was, man. I didn't even think of that.
Got to give a shout out to Nat. She would definitely say that for sure. So let's go a bit about how you got from Patagonia, the end of the world, to Banff.
Well, I have a good friend of mine who came like a year before myself, and he started to tell me, "Hey, come to this place. It's nice. You can work whatever." And then I made my way. I applied for my visa. I got it. Next year I was here, and since then I never moved.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you just like been getting visas? Are you like permanent resident now?
Yeah.
Nice.
My first year was kind of explore the country a little bit. Well, I was been here in Banff, But then I noticed that I want to stay here for longer, and I was struggling to get another visa or a sponsor for another business.
I think a lot of people can relate to that for sure. A very
Yeah,
common common journey or common hardship
yeah,
trying to find someone to extend your visa, like working for
Yeah,
someone, right?
someone to sponsor you. Yeah, it's wild.
Is that the
yeah.
route that you went, or
No, actually, I was very lucky.
Okay.
Well, it was like I was in a very bad situation, kind of. I tried to extend my visa. I wait for that. I never get answer to extend my visa.
yeah,
And then when I was trying to apply for my study permit, because I was trying to find any other way that I can stay here,
yeah,
Nice.
and it was kind of the only way in that time.
yeah,
But then I got refused for my study permit because my study it was expired.
Oh.
So like right after that was in August, and on November I remember on 2017 with Chile and Canada they changed the rules in a good way.
Okay, nice.
So we used to have just one chance to get the working holiday visa or the IC program, IC
Right,
in
right.
school for one time, and then they changed it for twice. And I remember that a good friend of mine that I mentioned before,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
pushed me to come to here,
Uh-huh.
he texted me and he put in the highlights twice, and I say, why did you put twice? And he like I did like a screenshot. So I go to the website and I found it say twice. So now Chilean people can apply for twice,
For two working holiday
two working
Nice,
holiday
that's-
visa. So I went to my ex employer and I
Yeah.
asked them to pay for the fees, because I can get either the working holiday or the young professional visa.
Yes.
But with the young professional visa, you just need to get what is the name? No, what is the name? Your offer for
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
employer.
right, right.
Offer from a specific type of business or
Yeah,
whatever.
right. And but that's not too many people are applying that way, especially Chilean people. They go straight to working holiday, but
Yeah, yeah.
it was a pool for over 5,000 people who want to get a working holiday,
Oh,
Wow.
jeez.
and we have just 700
Visas,
something
yeah.
spot available. And but when you go for young professional people, there is not too many people applying for that kind of visa.
So the professional route a lot less crowded in that
Yeah,
sense.
Nice.
for
Get
sure.
it. Yeah, nice.
So that's why I got my visa and I came here, and then with the goal to apply for my permanent resident, which now I have it, and now I'm planning to apply for my citizenship.
Nice. Well,
Nice,
congratulations,
there you
Yeah.
man.
That'd be sick, dude. So
Yeah.
you get
Yeah,
to stay,
absolutely. You can
you
stay.
get to
you
stay
can
forever.
vote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say I have to change my color to be blonde to become more Canadian, to look more Canadian.
Oh god!
I'm
Just
out
get the
of that.
frosted tips going again.
Yeah.
Bring those back, dude. Oh yeah, that was awesome. Look like you're from friggin' what was it? Dawson's Creek. Remember that show?
Oh,
Oh,
God.
yes.
yeah,
So
bro.
old
Frosted.
ago.
Get the frosted tips going. Oh, it's great.
Are you the only Canadian in between us, or
No. Dan's
No?
Canadian
I'm
too.
Canadian
Yeah.
You are
too.
Canadian,
Yeah,
too?
yeah,
But you are
absolutely.
originally from here, or
Yeah, well, not from Banff. I'm originally from Ottawa.
Oh, Ottawa?
Yeah, I moved
Oh,
here in 2009.
there
Then
is
I
a
would
lot of people
be-
for Ottawa.
There
I'd be like
is,
yeah.
6
sure.
hours, like
Ontario as
6,
well.
7 hours south of that.
I feel like
Yeah,
because
I'd be like-
Ottawa's pretty close to skiing. Like there's skiing
Yeah.
really
Oh,
close. So if,
yeah.
like that's what brought me out here was the skiing.
No doubt.
Okay.
And now we stay here full time. What was it for you that brought you specifically to Banff?
My friend, as I am originally from Patagonia, it was kind of the same landscape, same scenery, small
So-
town.
Easy transition for you then.
Yeah, actually, I stayed for 3 days in Toronto.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
like
That's crazy.
it was everything running. I used to live in the capital in Chile
Yeah.
for a few years, but it was kind of the same rhythm to be running. And if I had to ask, with I was barely speaking in English, so
Mhm.
you have to sing faster. And,
No doubt.
and if
For
they
sure.
answer faster, you can know you get just a portion of what they answer.
Absolutely.
So it was kind of hard, and it wasn't on my plan. I just went to see any other city before to move to
Yeah.
Banff. But here I realized there is a lot of people for different countries.
Oh,
My
big time.
English it wasn't really bad, and also everyone take their time to explain more because it's a different rhythm.
For sure. It's a very welcoming place, as in that no one's from here, right? Like even me and Matt as Canadians, right? Like
Yeah, I'm
we
not
didn't
from
grow
here.
up here. We're not from here. Like to
Yeah.
be guarded and think a lot of ski towns get that locals only kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whereas we don't really have that here. Like I'm not from here. I think everyone should get here and come and enjoy it. I find it great that you're able to come here and make a life here just like anyone
Yeah,
else.
okay.
It shows if you keep your mind to it and you work hard. Hey, you want to stick around. You really can if you,
Okay.
you play your cards right for sure. Tell us a little about the camera. How'd you get into photography?
Oh, long or short story?
Whichever one you like. We got time.
No, well, I studied crime investigator first,
Okay.
and I was always trying to become a detective,
Mhm.
but it didn't work out well. So at some point, I got fired where I was working,
Okay.
and my father paid me for a diploma, a digital diploma. So well, actually, I learned forensic photography,
Mhm.
but as I was not working, he offered me to do a. No, actually, I asked him if he can help me, not pay everything,
Yeah.
to get that diploma, and he paid everything in one shot.
Nice.
And
Cool.
for a year,
Nice one, Dad.
so
Nice.
yeah, that's a good father.
Yeah, no doubt.
So and then that changed my life because I learned another side of the photography.
For sure.
It was fun. It gave me a lot of energy to say, "Oh, this is super nice," and it's kind of a hobby, you know.
Absolutely.
But if you just pay a little bit more, invest in a nice camera or invest in yourself, you are going to make it worth it, you know.
Well, I think that's a
Okay.
great point. I think if you have any passion or any type of art that you're passionate about, if you really can put your whole time into it, you can make a life out of it. And you're
Okay.
kind of the proof of that. So
Yeah.
got to give you some big props for that, for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, man. Like that's something that most people don't do. I mean, we've had more than a number of people that have done that, but I mean, like it's not the norm for everybody to just go out and be like, man, I'm just screw it, I'm doing it, man. I'm gonna make it work. Like that.
I think that's the common thing that ties a lot of our guests together is just not listening to that little voice telling you all the ways you can't
Oh,
do
yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
finding the one voice that tells you the way to do it.
No
You know
doubt.
what
That's
I
very
mean?
deep.
So when did you start Pixel Pumas?
That was 3 years ago. Well,
Cool.
right after when I started my other business, it was called Victor Photography, very creative name. So, but with my partner Claudia, my wife, and we started to do a brainstorming to decide, and because we want to put more effort to do something nice, you know. And actually, she was the one who chose the name,
For sure.
but I was the one who chose the animal. Yeah.
So absolutely, the animal. What's the significance behind the puma and the name?
Well, that's a good question. But easy for me to answer. Well, I always say we were looking to an animal that represent my way, our way, or the way how I work.
Mhm.
And she actually want to choose a elk, but I say elk are big, but you make a big noise, they are just going to run away.
They're spooked.
Yeah, but
Easily spooked.
yeah,
Yeah.
but with a cougar or a puma in Spanish, they are you don't see them, but they can see you. So
So great analogy, kind of like being stealthy around,
yeah,
being part of the scenery. That's a great analogy for a company.
Well, like
Yeah.
that lens, dude, like I said earlier, like you could just be in the back of the crowd getting candid shots of people and they would never see you, dude. Even if they did see you, they're like, there's no way that guy's taking a picture of me. That's like 100 feet. Like that's like 30, 40 yards out, man. Fuck that. Like, oh yeah, you can reach out with that thing for sure.
And those
Yeah.
are some of the better shots I find too. The ones where people are not aware they're
Yeah.
being photographed. Catch their true.
Natural expressions
yeah.
always win, but depends what you're going for. You know how it goes.
Can we talk a little bit about a project you did a while ago? Was you said 2 years ago?
Yeah,
We
2
are
years.
locals. You tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about that. What was your inspiration for that project?
Well, everything started from my father, who's a very nice guy. He's an architect. He's always creating something.
Mm.
Or sometimes he puts me to create something else as well.
Okay.
And he told me, "Oh, as you are here in Canada, why don't you create your own exhibition to showcase your job, or even to let them know to the people you are a photographer in this part of the
100%.
world." And then I have to choose what kind of project that I can do.
Mhm.
So as I noticed that it's a lot of people for all around the world, and I was kind of part of my story here as well because I came here. I tried to stay here. It didn't work out very well at the beginning, but then I find my way to get another visa and get my PR. And now, like you said at the beginning, with the family, business, and everything.
Yeah, man.
So it was a good test to pass. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So and then, like I say, oh, I would like to tell the same, but I don't want to do it myself because I don't know. It doesn't look well for me. So I decide to start to tell to my friend, my closer friend, to say, hey, you want to be part of this? I'm going to do portraits, and then I'm going to post this picture or have it in an exhibition, and I start to choose different friends. Probably over 100, they say no. But just
Oh,
a
really?
few, yeah.
Well, yeah, you'd be surprised. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
when you approach people to do something, like,
people with photography are always shy too. You know, like trying to get a cute picture of you and the girlfriend. She's just like, no, I
Yeah.
don't want to do it. It's like, hey, come on, man. Like, just chill.
you'd be surprised
Yeah.
too. Like, we get a lot of like suggestions. I get a lot of suggestions in the DMs. Like, you should do this person, should do that person. It's like, well, people have to agree to do it. You know, you
Yeah.
can't just
Yeah,
like,
you can't just like
Yeah.
you're on the podcast
Yeah.
next week. It's like I am. It's like actually I've had that before. I've been booked shows like that. It's like we're playing that show. It's like did you guys book that show? They're like no. I'm like I didn't book that show. Like asking all the bandmates like who booked this? Nobody.
So you
Yeah.
ended up with a bunch of pictures of locals.
Yeah, 28 people.
28 people. So you got hundreds of no's and 28 people
Yeah.
ended up saying yes. Did you
Yeah.
have like write ups about them and stuff as well?
Yeah, well, we start to, like I say, ask to for closer friend
Mhm.
because they can feel more confident with what we are doing and why.
Yeah.
So we create a model release, all those paperwork just to make sure where we are going to use this and why and all those questions that they might have. So and then that's kind of they make that feel more confident to say, oh, if I agree with this, I know where I'm going.
For sure. Do you find that's like a common concern of people when you're photography? Like, when you're, I can't even say
When
it
you're
now.
photographing people.
When you're photographing people, do you find they're concerned about you using their images in other ways? Is that
And
like,
not many, but
I wouldn't even
it's
think of it.
but it's
Yeah.
more it's the way to do it professionally.
Yeah,
It's
fair.
because if at some point I get the best shot ever
Mhm.
for a portrait for someone, and then I have it on an exhibition and someone want to sweet me,
Mhm.
or they go in the wrong way on the bad way against to me.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have to cover my back.
Fair, yeah.
It works for both sides.
Absolutely.
So it's
Yeah.
to play fair, fair. I mean,
That's a good way to put
Yeah.
it, right? So both parties know what the
Yeah,
content
it's
is
like-
being
Yeah.
used for.
It's just like a little peace of mind for everybody.
I mean,
involved,
we
and
kind
it's
of do
like,
that
yeah.
ourselves a little bit in
Yeah.
like a small way, not with like a contract or nothing. Maybe
Yeah.
we should.
yeah, you should do it. It's it's to know the rules and
Yeah,
no one. That's the way how no one can complain after.
true.
Yeah.
You know,
no doubt.
it's the same when you get an employment.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to sign a contract. you
True.
know.
Well, I mean, you send all the questions over like before we even have the guests.
People have a
on, right?
lot of
Like,
time
yeah.
to disagree before they come on.
Yeah, and
for
it's
sure.
not like we're not like asking any crazy gotcha questions. Anyways, we're just it's like where you from, what do you do,
Yeah.
why you here, what's going on. Like,
Mm.
you know, I don't think that's a big issue for us. Like, we're not out to get anybody. We're two stoners doing a podcast in Banff,
Yeah.
man. Like, what do you want?
not
But-
very nefarious. in
No,
that
no.
sense for
well,
sure.
you mentioned portraits. What other services do you guys offer? At,
Well,
Puma?
commercial photography, that's something that I really like to do,
Nice.
and it's fun. It's more creative. You go deeper, especially when you have to work with different brands.
Cool.
But we do weddings. We do well. What else?
I saw you had a photo booth.
We have
Cool.
the only 360 video booth in town.
Yeah, it's sick.
On the Bow Valley actually, which is very neat. We were last year at the Fairmont staff party.
Okay.
I feel I don't know it's called in Hollywood. It's called the Glamo booth, something like that. Glam booth.
The glam booth.
The-
Yeah.
and
like
it's
the, old,
a- it's
like the
like-
old school photo booth, like you used to go into the mall and you just like you go and you put $1 in and it shoots out the strip?
No, this is
okay.
in Hollywood. This is nice, but mine this is the cheaper version.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it's a red carpet thing. Like everyone will show up in their fit, and then you
sick,
go
nice.
you stand with your date in this thing, and it spins around. You can strike a pose or whatever.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Try to look real
Yeah.
cool.
That's
you know?
sick.
Yeah, the one that is in Hollywood is like a 50 grand camera, like it's a robot, like a arm.
Yeah.
So
okay.
it moves in a very, it's like it's a speed, high speed camera.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But it create a slow motion of yourself. So you
Nice.
do a pose and do it in slow mo.
That's sick.
It's very nice.
That's
But
cool.
we do, it's a 360 video boot and we use just your cell phone.
Cool.
So, or even our cell phone, or now as we have a 360 camera, we can set any camera there.
Right.
And it create a 360 video of you yourself.
It's
That's
so
cool.
sick.
Yeah.
I was seeing your videos that you
Yeah.
posted. It looks super cool.
Oh, dude,
So-
the
Yeah,
360
we have a
cameras
red
are so sick.
carpet. We set the background and we put some stuff around to make it look nice.
sick. So
Yeah.
one of the
Nice.
many services as well.
Yeah.
That's badass, man. Like that's cool. Like that's just something different that makes you stand out at an event, right? Like instead of just being, oh hey, the photographer's here. It's like, yo, check this out. People are like, what the fuck? That's sick, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I
I'd
think
be
it's putting
stoked
a
on that.
modern spin on it, and everyone, if you're getting ready to go out, they want those pictures anyways. You know what I mean?
Oh,
yeah.
What a cool. way
everybody
to do
wants
it.
a picture of them all steezed up for the night. Come on, man. Like I do it. That's like the only time I ever take pictures. I'm like, man, we look good, boys. Let's go. You know what I mean? It's kind of just how it rolls. But
So, Victor, who would you say some are your biggest influences are when it comes to photography?
Well, there is a combination of a different photographer, even people who are my friends and who are also photographer. But I don't have anything kind of specifically kind of to say their name.
Yeah.
But I like kind of mostly street photography is something that I really like to do, is especially
Nice.
because there is a lot of things happening at the same time, and
True.
you have to develop your eyes. And as I mentioned behind or before the
Yeah,
the
we're not sure what is kept and what is going to be cut from this
Yeah.
episode. So sorry if we're repeating ourselves.
yeah.
We're gonna put them all together. I don't know. We're gonna try and figure out
we'll figure it out when we get
something.
there.
But
We'll do something with it. But
Anyway,
Yeah.
you can repeat it.
Yeah.
Please do, honestly, in case
Yeah.
we lost it, because I think we were talking without mics for a
Yeah.
little while.
No, like I say, it's at the street there is a lot of things happening. And as I used to don't wear glasses before,
Yeah.
just to drive at night. And then, but with camera, with a huge lens, you can see a bunch of stuff. And also with your glasses on, you can also see it.
For
you know?
sure.
But that's why now, when I go to every street, it's kind of nice to decide. Okay, there is a lot of things happening, but I have to decide what I'm going to do now. Going to see people probably just wanted to just focus in one single action, for example, people smoking,
Yeah.
and you will find different way how people smoke, with this side, with the other side, with 2 finger, 1 finger, or those 2 fingers. So, and it's go very deep,
For
and
sure.
it's the difference between to see in between to watch, because when you watch, you spend more time. When you see, it can be very quick.
And what are some of the like specific things that you look for when you're doing street photography? You mentioned smoking, just like different like actions that people are doing.
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes I just say I choose a random situation and I say, oh, I wanna. The first years ago when I start to do it here in Banff, I chose like a people with a nice style, like a very stylish,
Okay.
and
It's like how they're dressed, how they
yeah,
carry
or
themselves.
hairstyle,
Okay, cool.
or very well dressed, and mostly as we live here, we don't dress that fancy. So you
Yeah.
you can notice someone when he's dressing very nice, and
True.
it's like a highlight. You know?
you can tell real easy when someone's from Calgary.
Yeah, right.
I had when I worked, funny kind of story on that. When I worked at the liquor store, like 11:30, obviously the girls were there for like a bachelorette party or something along the lines.
Yeah.
And they come in and just like dressed to the absolute nines. They're like, "Hey, sorry, we're not from here." I'm like, I could tell as soon as you guys got out of the cab, you weren't from here. And they're like, "What's that supposed to mean?" I'm like, "Well, I mean,
Just chill.
Most of the chicks in town right now probably have baggy jeans and a flannel on, so I'm just gonna let you know that's how you spot you.
For sure.
Sorry. Well, I
100%.
didn't mean anything by it, obviously. But I was just like, yeah, no, I don't even think most of the girls in town own anything that looks like that. To be honest with you, like, sorry, but it's just welcome to the mountain town.
But I think too, it's especially this time of the year, people are leaving from the city, and it's like 25 degrees in the city, and you get here and it's cold, so they don't really know, right?
Yeah,
Like
right.
it's a dead giveaway for sure.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
We were just talking about your street photography. If you haven't followed Pixel Pumas, right?
Yeah.
At Pixel Pumas on Instagram, go check them out. Victor's been doing these awesome videos with the 360 on the cam of doing street photography of people randomly and like taking pictures from afar and then approaching them and showing them. The videos are so wholesome, so awesome. Go give them a follow. Where did you get the idea for that?
Well, it was kind of a combination of what I've been trying to do on the street.
Yeah.
And I watched some guys who do kind of the same. But I approached to the people and offered them to do a portrait. But I don't know if they planned for that in advance. But I looked to be nice. But I was planning to do something on my way. And as I have this huge lens, I prefer to do on the other way because probably they are going to refuse the idea.
For sure.
So I want to go one step ahead. So I start to notice that a lot of people smile when they notice because I wave my hand or I smile and I do eye contact. So to show them that I'm taking picture of them.
To kind of let them know.
And then I give it to them for free. So it's a good deal.
That's cool.
I have some people who refuse to get those pictures, or they don't even let me talk. They say, no. I say, I'm just offering something for free.
But we kind of touched on this. Like they might think you're like some type of hustler, like trying to get the pics and then be like $20 or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's happened in New York. I have a few friends who told me, I saw one guy. No, we went to New York. That was the story. So they told me we went to New York. We work kind of on the square. What is the name? Square something?
Madison Square.
Madison.
Or,
Yeah.
Oh, Times Square.
Times Square. Times Square.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden. That's we're just like, wait, that's the high.
Yeah, Times Square. And then they have a couple of photographers who came over them. They pulled them to get some picture, and then they ask for $50.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I say
that's
no.
weak
That's
sauce.
like
That's
That's wild.
Yeah,
Dude.
that's very wild.
So if you ever see Victor out there, he's not going to charge you.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's
pictures.
not trying to charge you $50 a
Yeah.
portrait. He's just trying to have some
But it's
fun
funny
to
you
make
mention
people
that.
smile.
Like, there's one post that I remember seeing, and it was like someone being upset that they were photographed in public. But it's like you shouldn't have expectation of privacy in public.
Yeah, man.
But I mean,
Yeah.
you probably have
Do you
some
know
people, like,
how many
lose it.
cameras you're on a day just walking into the shops or like
Right?
even downtown on Mount Royal? There's like the camera that shows the whole fucking intersection. Like
Yeah.
you
Oh,
just
yeah.
drive in your car, like you know,
Broadcast
it's-
worldwide.
Yeah, it is what it is. If you could photograph anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh well, I would like to photograph all my family at least and my friends,
Nice.
closer friend, even
Nice.
you guys, because years ago I realized the power of the photography it's not just to post it on your social media. It's to keep it with you and in your best shape. You know what I mean?
Fair.
And years ago, I used to work for Masala restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they have the guys there. They have a very bad accident, and all of them
Yeah,
they pass
right.
away.
Right. Yeah.
And
I
they
remember
were
that. That
my
was horrible.
friends. For me, I can probably say I am the only one who have the best picture of this guy because I did a portrait for them, and it's all on me. You know what I mean? And I can still share it with anyone.
Yeah.
But that's something that I always want to do. I want to have so every time when I go to Patagonia to visit my family, I ask to my mom, "Hey, I want to take a picture of you." Why you need a picture? I'm not going to die. Yeah, we never know. You know what I mean? So and that's happened like this. So
Yeah, no doubt. You never know,
Damn.
man.
Yeah.
Like things can change on a dime. We all know that.
I
Yeah.
suck at taking pictures. I'm so bad when Nat wants to take pictures. I have the shortest fuse when it
No,
comes
really?
to it. So maybe I got to change it up a little bit and
Yeah.
take a little more time to capture the moment. It's kind of part of the art, right?
Right,
Is like
yeah.
showing your your vision at that glimpse of time. I think that's Damn,
You gotta get into that, bro. You gotta
I
get
gotta
on
change my ways a little bit. I think I'm
Yeah.
always like, "Hey, just take one, let's go," like whatever. And she's like, wants to get a nice one. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
you're changing my perspective a little bit here. How's it be? Can you touch a little bit about being a family man and being a businessman? How do you balance both?
Well, it's I can say the family is the basic in every society.
For
So
sure.
a family is a business as well. So because you have to do groceries, you have to be worried how much are your income, how
Mhm.
much you spend. It's all about numbers and to be together. And when you work in a job, it's different when you work in a group of friends or colleagues who believe are a family. So
True.
that's make a big difference. And for me and for my wife, we were doing very well because we know where we are going, and whatever we make is for our family to reach our goals. So that's something that she learned very well. That is, if I have to go back to home late, it's not because I am in another nightclub. It's because
Yeah.
if I'm making money or something to bring back to home, you know.
True.
So we balance very well. At the beginning was kind of hard for sure.
I mean, of course, as
Yeah.
it
Oh,
is,
yeah.
right?
New parents trying to run a business. Yeah, you know how it goes. Like that's
Well, I think to touch on what you said a little bit is having a common goal within the two, right? That are in the partnership. Super important to have, and super important to communicate that with each other and to strive for. Like you said, you're not out taking pictures at a night or being at a
Yeah.
nightclub. You know what I mean? If you're
Yeah.
out late, you're out doing stuff to further your common goal. So I think
Right.
that's a valiant position to be in.
yeah,
And,
not much to worry about there. It's like, oh god, the guy's out still working. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, sorry. Like-
We got to tip our hats to you, like
Yeah, no
a kind of
doubt.
a role model in that sense, you know, coming from hanging out at the pump and tap with me back in the day to
Yeah.
starting a business, starting a family. That's incredible, man. We definitely have to give you a big prop with that for sure.
No doubt. Where do you see yourself in your business in the next little bit? What's next for the company?
Well, we actually want to incorporate.
Cool.
That's the next step. Is the way to go for everyone.
For sure.
Like I told you, probably a few times, business is not about to provide a good service. It's about numbers as well.
For sure.
And when being immigrant, it help you to learn how the system work here.
Absolutely.
Good
So
point, good
and it
point.
was kind of hard at the beginning. At some point, I was trying to pursue a career, a different career,
Mhm.
and just to say, oh, there is the money, but it didn't work out because I was getting a better wage, but paying more taxes. You know.
True.
So then we decided, hey, now we are in partnership. We still need to pay a lot of taxes.
Yeah.
I say, oh, but
Yeah.
it's no work. I saw it's going to be easier, and all the money I'm going to be going to become millionaire in a few seconds, but it's not like that.
Yeah, I know.
So you have to find the way, and now it's that kind of the step to go.
Cool.
And it's well, we want to still growing as a business, as a family, and see if we can. We used to have a studio in Camor,
Yeah.
Cool.
but we shut it down because our lease expired.
Mm.
And now trying to find an office here. So if everyone know about our office, I just need to put my desk there.
Nice.
But we are still looking, and that's kind of the goal in the short term.
Fair.
Yeah, but we want to stay here at least, and it's a nice place to live.
If you're
So-
not picky, I think there is like sometimes in the industrial,
Yeah.
there's lots of space out
Yeah,
there.
I try. I did some phone call already, so I still need to wait for an answer to see
See
how.
what's going on.
Yeah, but that's kind of the goal, to settle here and to run everything from here. And that's kind of always the goal.
I think we got a shared goal in that too. I think that'd be kind of sick for the pod too. Could you imagine just like
Roll to the studio.
roll to the stew
It'd be sweet.
one day? Who knows?
That'd be
Yeah.
sweet.
Awesome.
Any closing thoughts? Anything you want to add before we move on to the next segment of the show? Any advice for any aspiring photographers? I don't
Oh
know,
yeah, that's well, probably not just a photographer. It's for everyone, especially the one who are coming from Chile, is to do everything. Don't waste too much time on nightclubs. I used to do it, and
We've all been there. We've all been there.
For sure.
But especially when you move to another country, at least for me, I was expecting something better, and not just to. It just doesn't just sound fun to move to another country if you are not if you don't change your mindset.
Right.
So for me, I have to reset myself, kind of like the same reset that we did at the beginning here, but
We had a
even
reset.
bigger. And that's helped me to be on the right track. So that's something that you probably, and everyone who has a hobby, and that is something probably for people, especially who work on HR. People just don't come to be hired for any job and work in that position. There is always talent behind those people, because
100%.
and I noticed when I did the exhibition, I realized, even with you, well, as we met before, but I met with a lot of people who are very talent, but they work in something totally different.
For sure.
And and sometimes the company, they don't help to showcase those talent, and you waste energy, because it's like I used to be a soccer player, but if you are in the wrong position or playing basketball when you're supposed to be playing soccer, you are not going to showcase your best skill,
For sure.
Good point.
Yeah.
Very
I
good
think
point.
it's a good point to highlight, is just to follow what you're passionate in, and I think you'll go a lot farther in that sense.
It's been kind of the common thread here with
For sure.
most of the people, like even like right from the beginning, like
Yeah.
everyone we've had on the podcast that has kind of done their own thing. They're just like, well, just do it, man. Like, what do you got to lose? Like, at the end of the day, if you want it, you'll get it, right? Like,
I think people out there are, in general, I don't want to say everyone, are scared of failure, or scared of being told no. And it's like, a lot of the times, that's all you have to do is ask or try. And at the end of the day, if you're not scared of a little failure, then
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah,
I think that's kind of my take from all this, is if you want something, you just got to go out and do it and get it, and not be scared of the consequences.
that's right, buddy. Go get her.
Yeah.
Go get her.
Well, let's move on to some posts.
Let's do it.
Let's do some
Are you,
posts.
are you ready, Victor? We don't
was
have
ready.
anything real crazy this week, actually.
Nothing
We do
wild.
we got a couple funny ones,
We
but
got some funny ones, but nothing.
well, wait. Halloween's coming up, and that usually wields some pretty wild posting online.
Are you guys Halloween guys? Do you like spooky season? Matt, you
gotta
gotta
be
be.
a-
A
this
Halloween guy. Look at that shirt.
Dan
You gotta
always-
be a Halloween guy.
I mean, I used to be a big Halloween guy. Now I just don't really care, man. Like,
not so much.
I don't know. I'm just like the older I get, the less I'm into it. It's just like complete debauchery. Like you go to the club and it's just like
I feel like
a mess. It's just like a mess. Everyone is a mess. Everyone looks like a mess. They look good and then they go out drinking and it's like you're a fucking mess right
well,
now.
it's like
Like, go
Halloween
home.
and New Year's.
yeah.
Like everyone expects it to be this crazy big night. It's gonna be perfect, and it's always
Always a shit show.
anarchy.
Yeah, it's always
it
a shit
sucks
show.
every
Yeah.
time. Like when I used to party, like you'd think
Halloween is
New Year's gonna be
it's-
so good, best night of the year, and you go out, it sucks.
Oh, you
Everyone's
wake
fighting
up,
to get in
yeah.
there. You're fighting to get drinks. It's-
wake up just like still covered in like whatever makeup and shit on. Yeah, whatever. Speaking of which, this is actually a little more positive note on
Yeah,
getting
this is a
dressed up.
cool.
Yeah. All right, Dan. So this one is the unofficial
that.
witch/warlock paddle. Where? Tujac Lake. When? October 16th, 12:30 p.m. 23rd, just in case weather is garbage.
I just want to say too that for whoever the organizers are, we'll put a little disclaimer on this that it's at your own risk. Because I was thinking about that the
Yeah.
other day. I was like, what kind of liability would you have organizing
Oh,
something like
yeah.
this? It is at your own risk, but go out there if you want to do something fun for spooky season. It's going to be hilarious to see a bunch of witches and wizards. I think they included warlocks there too.
Yes.
So go dress up, get a last little paddle in before the lakes start to freeze. Because it's getting cold out there, man. We get
doubt.
frost in the morning.
No doubt.
I'm getting pumped for winter.
It was cold
man.
last night. Well, actually, last night we had some gnarly northern lights.
This
Yeah.
is what caused the power outage, man.
Yeah,
I'm
this is
telling
what
you.
we got.
Big shout out to Nat. She's gonna tell me the
Wow.
same thing. Did you get any shots last night?
I got some I was in an event last night and I was
Ah.
so tired, and I pulled over on my way back to Banff,
Yeah,
and I just say, okay, I will try my best. I don't have the proper equipment,
fair.
but
I was
yeah.
in a very similar boat. I was on my way home from work, and everyone is freaking out at work. Even guests are going out, going like, "Oh my god, the lights are going
Oh, the
crazy."
Northern Lights were wild. Yeah.
So I took the long way through the train station parking lot, which has no lights.
Yeah.
And I took like 2 pictures, but I was kind of moving, so they ended up so bad. These shots,
Yeah, those are nice.
beautiful
Wow.
from Lake
Okay.
Minnewanka. For those that are listening in, we got reds and greens and yellows. Now, a lot of people, when they're looking at these aurora shots, they think this is what they're going to see in real life. when they're
No,
out
this
there.
is like long exposure
Yeah.
on.
Not the case.
Yeah, like,
So
yeah.
we always add that disclosure or disclaimer too. I follow Alberta Aurora Chasers. If you're not following them,
Yes,
go
same.
follow that page on Facebook. It's a great tool for when they're going to be out, good spots, and just like they have a real good segment on just what's called etiquette behind
Yeah.
chasing auroras, like
Yeah.
turning your headlamps off and
Yeah.
turning your lights off, and
Yeah.
not parking on people's properties or trespassing into fields or damaging stuff.
That's neat.
So yeah, go give them a follow. But crazy storm last night.
You know what else is a good tool?
What's that?
A ladle. So I saw this one the other day.
that.
Dan said there's not that many good ones this week. I found this. I don't remember if this was Bow Valley Network or if this was Overheard, but it's just an 8-ounce soup ladle hanging in a tree somewhere on Banff Ave. And it says, "Ladle tree, oh ladle tree, how soupy are your branches?"
Yo, have you ever been ladled though?
Have you ever been ladled?
Have you ever been ladled?
What do you mean?
You work in a kitchen. Have you ever been ladled?
Like where people just hang a ladle on you?
No.
Because that is a good trick. So there is a kitchen trick that we fuck around with a lot, where you just take a ladle and you just hang it on somebody's back pocket and see how long it takes them to notice before it's there. We had Mikey had one on there for like 20 minutes one day.
No, getting
Oh, it's
ladled,
awesome.
from what I was told in the kitchen, is you sneak up on your coworker unsuspectingly. This was a long time ago. Kitchens were a little bit wilder back then. You probably couldn't do this nowadays, so don't do it. But you'd sneak up behind them and you'd get the ladle.
Oh,
So it
kinda-
no.
So it kind of cups the junk,
Oh,
and then you
no.
would kind of lift it up and put the package in the ladle.
Horrible.
Back-
Yeah,
no,
and
I've
then it
never
kinda
had
like,
that
you know,
before. If
it
somebody did
gives,
that to me,
like-
I'd be like, bro, don't.
Yeah, it's not comfortable.
No.
I don't think so.
God.
You've never been ladled? Come
No.
on. You've never lived.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just
Speaking of living, I probably won't live long if this is true. Apparently, across from A&W and Canmore is getting a KFC.
This is what this post says. Apparently,
didn't make it
KFC
up.
in
It's coming?
Canmore.
Yeah.
Wow.
So some people, obviously some Canmore people were up in arms going like, fuck, this sucks. We don't need fried chicken. The other half of the people were super stoked.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
so stoked, dude.
Australians, I know
So stoked.
everywhere will be super stoked. KFC in Australia has it's like another level. There's
Oh,
like
yeah?
a cult following. It's the
Oh.
only fast food people really mess with down there.
Yeah.
One thing about KFC, okay, I'll tell you guys this because I can never unsee it. Now you guys will never be able to unsee it. If you look at this
Yeah,
emblem here of the
I don't even
colonel,
know what you're saying.
yeah, the bow tie, doesn't it look like a little man?
Yeah, everybody.
That's
does
his
that.
body?
Yeah.
Wow.
He just has a
sick.
huge head.
Looks like something at South Park.
Is that South Park?
buddy.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
it's-
Yeah, it does. It
Yeah,
honestly does.
Try some chicken, buddy.
It's so bad.
It's brutal.
Moving on.
Yeah, this one was a bit of, I guess, a lost and
Yo, yeah, check this. I read this post. Okay, so
Kayak.
this is a log jam in Canmore. It said the post reads, "Lost kayak. Did you or someone you know lose a kayak in the Bow River? White on the bottom, teal on the top. Message me and I'll give you the location. It's close enough to the shore and should be easy to recover." So obviously, people are taking water vessels on the Bow River. It's not an uncommon thing. People capsize, people lose their vessels quite often because there's only, from what I've been told, one way to navigate the river, and there's tons of log jams and like
oh yeah,
places that look like it's the right way, but it's not. So this person's actually found one that's looks somewhat retrievable. One of the comments said, "Hopefully the operator's not in it."
Oh, God.
A little dark.
Yeah.
But there was another post of someone being like, "Hey, like I capsized my boat." So
Oh.
if that's yours and you're a fan of the show, get out there and retrieve it because yeah,
okay.
great
Well-
water. I just thought it was crazy. Like,
Yeah, I know,
if
it's
that's
wild.
your boat. I remember losing my keys a couple weeks ago when I was reunited with my keys. I was
Yeah.
stoked. If you lost your
A whole
boat to
boat?
Bow River
Yeah.
and you could get it out, you'd be
I'd
stoked.
go. Yeah, I'd
So-
go get it. I'd go.
Oh,
Well,
I saw that.
We
that
got
was
some
today.
filming going on. What was it? So this is that on the 1A?
Yeah, so this is the overlook
Three
in
Sisters.
Canmore, the
Okay.
Three Sisters Parkway. There was a ton of people, tons of filming going on. From what I've been told, it's Love in Translation, but the Korean
Oh.
So it's like a TLC show,
Yeah.
like a dating show or whatever. They're filming in Canmore. They're filming in Banff. I saw
They
a thing
were
today.
here today. Yeah.
At
They were.
St. James Gate, I think it said
crazy.
on the sign, and they had like
Yeah.
signage all over the place to like warn people. I guess if you're like hiding from the law and you don't want to be on camera or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I'm sure that's why. Yeah.
I mean, obviously we live in a beautiful place. They're doing some reality TV around, so don't be shocked. Like
Yeah.
people were losing their minds in the comments.
It's like, man, whatever.
Who cares, man?
Whatever. Well, this one was sweet. This was one of our past guests.
Yeah, big shout out.
This was Aaron that posted this. Says, who remembers Encore video? Myself, I'm an Avalanche man. And see, I was not here early enough to remember either of these stores.
I remember Avalanche. I think I remember Avalanche. There was a VHS rental store when I first moved to town. It was in the Bear Street courtyard.
Okay.
I think it was where the registry is now.
Yeah,
Or maybe
I think
the
they were all
Adventure
gone
Place.
by the time I got here.
Yeah, this was a long time ago, man. Like 2009, 2010.
Damn.
It didn't last too long when I moved here. But I guess fucking Aaron stole himself a Wayne's World 2. What
Let's
a
go.
sick movie.
He didn't necessarily steal it. It probably was in a VHS player, and he forgot that VHS was a thing, and it got put away in storage. And then he found the VCR,
allegedly.
and then you plug in the VCR. You're like, "What's in here?" You're like, "Oh, dude, Wayne's World 2. No way, party time, excellent."
I want to preface that with allegedly because I don't want to, say
You
that he
can't put
stole
him on
anything.
blast. You don't know how he got a hold of it. He could have got that thrift store for
You
all
know
you
how
know.
Banff is. You got roommates moving in and out.
Yeah.
I think it was probably left behind. But yeah, crazy.
Crazy.
For kids that are watching that might be younger, this is what we used to watch movies on.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, cool. Well, this is our last post of the day, and this one was good.
It
I
wouldn't
like
be
this.
a week of Overheard without a little bit of parking. This is the road up to Kananaskis, just past the Nordic Center. You might recognize it. It goes from paved to not paved, and then it gets pretty rough pretty quick.
Yeah.
This camper being halfway turned around, blocking the whole road, must have decided they didn't want to go to K Country that bad.
Yeah.
And they're
They were
turning
just
around.
like, no, we're not going down there. Actually, we're pretty good on this camping trip. But
And I mean, I get it. If you've never driven one of these campers, not the
oh,
easiest
dude, I
thing.
bet
The
you shit
3-point
was
turn.
shaking all over the place in that thing. It was just like stuff in the cupboards banging around all over the place.
I've been reading a lot of reports from that road. What's it called? The Smith Dorian, I think it is. The one that goes out to like Mount Engadine Lodge.
I have no idea.
So the road needs maintenance, right? Because it's not
Well,
paved.
it's so busy too. Like
Well, that's
those
it.
just they get rutted out because it's busy.
It becomes like a washboard. Like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
driving.
It's like
and
back home, dude.
It's insane.
Absolutely wild. I remember getting on that stuff back home with a tractor once and almost putting the tractor sideways in a ditch.
Crazy.
It's not something you want like rolling on top of you. It's only
Definitely
like 8
not.
tons of cast iron. It's no big deal. But
I've been driving it once too with Nat, and like the one side will be graded and the other side will be not.
Or it
so you
sucks you
have
right in.
both sides of traffic
Yeah.
going on the graded side. And you
Yeah.
come around a corner,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
like it's
Oh,
anarchy.
yeah, it's
out there.
wild
So be
there.
careful. if you're out there.
No doubt. Well, I think we made it, Dan.
We
think
did.
We had like our mics work and no power outages as of the whole retaping of the episode.
Well, thank you so
Twice.
much for those that stuck with us throughout this episode today. It's
No
something that
doubt.
we've never had happen before, a little power outage. I would love to try and put the first part into the second part. If
Maybe we
can
can get some clips from it. Is
Yeah.
what we'll do. Maybe
We'll
we'll,
see
we'll
what's
clip
up.
it up for some little short.
It's not something
clippies.
we usually do, but what we always do is roll with the punches. So.
Yeah. Hells yeah, buddy. You know
No
how it
big
goes.
deal.
I don't control the power, man.
Yeah.
I don't run the hydro company.
It is what it is. Victor, thank you so much for taking the time to come and sit down with us,
Yeah,
shedding
totally.
some light on your photography philosophy, starting a business, starting a family. No easy feat. So we want to give you big congratulations and
Oh,
a
yeah,
big
man.
thank you for coming
Yes,
in.
thank you,
today.
guys.
Yeah, dude, that was fun.
Yeah, it
That was fun.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Oh,
Next
yeah.
week, we got Matt Cahallan coming through.
Nice.
For those who don't know, Matt Cahallan used to be a big partier, used to be a bartender. We worked together. I want to say for years, maybe. I don't know. I forget how long we worked
Nice.
together. For quite a while. He's made tremendous leaps and bounds over his life, been sober for a long time. He's now become a personal trainer.
Cool.
Dude is svelte.
Good for him.
Absolutely
Good
jacked.
for him.
So we're going to have him in, talk about his life changes. We're going to dig into the past. We're going to dig into the present and the future
Cool.
and talk about where we're going. You know what I mean?
Nice, dude. Nice. Stoked.
If you don't already, if you haven't taken our advice, go follow
Pixel Pumas.
Pixel Pumas at Pixel Pumas on IG. The website is pixelpumaspro.com. If you want to book them for any type of photography gig, you want to get the 360 photo booth at your next event, reach them out. You can find everything there.
Hell yeah.
Right on. Well, thank you, Victor, again, for taking the time.
Man.
Thank you, Matt, for
Thanks,
putting this together.
Dan.
And like every week, see you next Tuesday. You know what that spells, baby. Woo, woo, woo.